Gospels. 24/7. Yeah, and more. The word, salvation, healing. 24/7. Right here. Gospels TV takes you high onto the sky. Gospels TV on sky takes you high. Yeah. Everything you need, everything you want, everything you think, everything you say. Gospels TV. Spread the word.
Yeah, welcome once again to gloveradio.us. This morning we want to welcome you officially to our program. Today, if you are watching us live on GTV Gospels Television, then we want to welcome you. My name is the G, and this morning I'm here with the news of the week from Ghana. Now, this program, what we do is that we compile all the news of the week that is happening in Ghana and we bring it to you, because it's not everybody that has the opportunity to listen to everything that is happening or read everything that is happening on the internet from back home. So what we do is that at the end of the week, we compile all the news of the week from Ghana and we present it to you here live on G Love Radio, also live on GTV, as you can watch us right now. My name is the G, and today I am going to be here all by myself because the Honorable is indisposed right now. But we are so blessed that we have some stories that we are following and very interesting developments that are taking place in Ghana right now. What it is that there is a lot of things going on in our country right now, and it is really important that we bring them to your attention, especially on the political front. There are a whole lot of things happening in politics. The Supreme Court is sitting over a petition that was presented to them by the opposition NPP, but namely it is Nana Akufo-Addo, his running mates Dr. Bawumia and Jake Obiche-Bilamte. Now, Dr. Bawumia has been the star witness for this case, meaning he was the one that presented the evidence, and now cross-examination is taking place. We will take you into the court and tell you what is happening. The Methodist Church to create 2 more dioceses in the eastern region. We will also bring that to you, and then we have many more. But first, let us go to the first story that we have for today. And that first story, the Methodist Church of Ghana is to create 2 more dioceses in the eastern region, the Nkoko Diocese and the Nsaom Diocese. The creation of the new diocese will enable the church to expand evangelism in new growing areas in the region and win more souls for the church. The proposed Nkoko Diocese is expected to come mainly around the core areas of the region, whilst the Nsaom Diocese would cover the Kwiapim speaking areas. Right Reverend Michael Bosman, the Bishop of Koforidua Diocese of the Church, announced this at their 34th Synod of Dioceses in Koforidua on Thursday. So basically what is happening is that the Methodist Church in the eastern region of Ghana has decided to have 2 more dioceses, and this is what is coming. Today we are treating a lot of church news before we come to the other secular news. Archbishop cautioned clergy against partisan politics. That's the heading. Archbishop cautions clergy against partisan politics. Dr. George Oforiatta, presiding Archbishop of the International Council of Clergy, ICC, has cautioned the clergy against indulging in partisan politics. According to him, the utterances of some ministers of God are clearly portraying their partisan positions, which in sermons are a serious threat within the body of Christ. The Archbishop of Oriata gave the caution at the 24th International Public Ministerial Ordination Consecration of 10 members in Accra on Saturday, organized by ICC. The event brought ministers from various churches across the country. So here again we have an Archbishop of Oriata cautioning men and women of the clergy to be very careful with the things they say politically, because the things they say in their pulpits portray their positions politically, and they try to impose these things on their congregation members, which according to the bishop is a very dangerous thing to do as a man or a woman of God. Now let's go back to an issue which is happening in Ghana, and if most of you have followed the things that is happening in Ghana, it's about the credential of Nana Akufo-Addo. The credentials of Nana Akufo-Addo. Justice Bega has filed a lawsuit in the High Court challenging that Nana Akufo-Addo is not a lawyer. Now, interestingly, we have Nana Atodazi, who is an NDC legal brain. He has come out. According to Nana Atodazi, nobody can dispute Akufo-Addo's law credentials. A member of the National Democratic Congress NDC legal team has described as embarrassing the case in which former Supreme Court Judge Justice Bega is challenging the status of Nana Akufo-Addo as a lawyer. Nana Atodazi said, "As far as I am concerned, Nana Addo is a lawyer. He was called to the bar in 1975. I was also called in 1975. And so was Chachuchi Kata," Atodazi said on Joy FM and multi-TV news analysis program Newsfile. So this is something that Nana Atodazi has come out to say, that he believes and knows that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's credential as a lawyer is not in dispute. Bako disappointed with shoddy unprepared EC counsel. Editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper says he is disappointed with the performance of the counsel of the second respondent in the ongoing election petition case. Kwaku Bako Jr. said Kwashi Aidan has been shoddy and sloppy in his cross-examination of the witness-in-chief of the petitioners. Concerned that he knows very little about law, Kwaku Bako Jr. said, instinctively, the quality shown by Kwashi Aidan has been below par. The counsel for the second respondent took over the baton from cross-examination on Wednesday, subjected the witness, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to rigorous cross-examination laced with humor at certain points. In an attempt to discredit the witness, Kwashi Aidan challenged allegation by the witness that there were 22 ghost polling stations which were introduced in the elections without the knowledge of the petitioners. He produced a letter purported to have been signed by one of the officials of the petitioners, assigning a polling agent to one of the ghost polling stations. He wondered how the petitioners will assign a polling agent to a polling station that they were not aware of. So, in the view of Mr. Kwaku Bako Jr., the editor of the Crusading Guide, he believes that the EC Council has been shoddy and unprepared, that he's not impressed at all. That is for you to judge if it is that you've been following this. So just think about that. Now, our phone lines are activated. 682-227-2276. 682-227-2276. If it is that you have any contribution on the subject matters that we have discussed on this program. And if you have any contribution, you are most welcome to call us and bring your view to bear. 682-227-2276. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with more news from Ghana. We'll be right back. Just stay.
Gospels 24/7, yeah, and more. The word, salvation, healing, 24/7, right here. Gospels TV takes you high onto the sky. Gospels TV on sky takes you high. Yeah, everything you need, everything you want, everything you think, everything you say. Gospels TV, spread the word.
Yeah, welcome back. That was a very short commercial break so that I could get something to wet my throat. You need that. Now let's go back to the news from Ghana. POTAC threatened strike on May 3rd. POTAC threatened strike on May 3rd. Members of Kumasi Polytechnic branch of the Polytechnic Teachers Association of Ghana are threatening a strike action next week over unresolved conditions of service. The group is accusing the national leadership of failing to defend the interests of the Polytechnic teachers. The Kumasi chapter chairman Raymond Pepra told Joy News the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission has failed to address their concerns despite several reminders. He said the emergency national congress was held at the instance of the Kumasi Polytechnics on the matter, but National POTAC has not given any explanations to why they have not addressed the conditions of their services. Basically, what is happening is that the Teachers Association in Kumasi of the Polytechnic Teachers Association has threatened to go on strike, and what they are saying is that their conditions of service has not been met. Now, if you have been following, then you can see that there's been lots and lots of strikes in Ghana. Doctors were on strikes. Now nurses are threatening to go on strike, and now POTAC is also threatening to go on strike. So the question is that what is causing all these strikes in the country? What is causing all the strikes? Is it because somebody has neglected to do the things that they need to do? Why is Ghana going through this over and over again? The country is 56 years now, and we still will not pay our civil servants. What is wrong? What is wrong? If somebody goes to school and they don't pay their school fees, they are driven out. So the students pay their school fees, yes. The teachers are not paid for the work that they do or the services that they offer. So the question is why? Meanwhile, the MPs get paid. The MPs, if you don't pay them, you will see strike. Even when they get paid, they still walk out on matters of national interest. What about the poor teachers? What is wrong with our politicians? What is wrong with our politicians? What is wrong with our politicians? Sometimes I wonder the pertinent issues that they need to address that they will not address. Teachers, doctors, nurses, these are people who deal with issues every single day. We want the country to develop. We want the country to move forward. But the people who are building the students up, who will come and help the country, we refuse to pay them. So you see mass exodus. Doctors finish their training in Ghana and they leave. Nurses finish their training and they leave. Because people will need to feed their families. And if they cannot be in a job that addresses their service conditions, then, how do we expect the maximum impact of the job they do? That's for you to think about it if you're a Ghanaian, for that matter. Let's go to the next item we have. The era of deceit is over. Presby boss tells politicians. The moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Reverend Professor Emmanuel Mante, has said government must be blamed for the protest strike by the Ghana Medical Association. According to him, the current political leadership creates the feeling that the nation has no money to pay workers, whilst politicians receive fatty salaries. You see, this is exactly what I was just talking about. The moderator has just added to it. The politicians are being paid, whilst medical doctors are not being paid. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. How can politicians get paid and the medical doctors are not being paid? These are people who are saving lives every single day. Go to the hospitals in Ghana. The hospitals are choked. Go to Kolebu. It's choked. We don't have the best medical, facilities in the country. The little that we have, the people work around the clock. I remember once I was in Kolebu with my late mother, and there was one medical doctor at the emergency. This is the emergency. There was only one medical doctor, and trust me, this medical doctor who was on duty was a student medical doctor. A student medical doctor. For hours, a young lady, she was alone, handling emergency cases left, right, and center. Right in front of me, somebody died. They brought a young man, a very tall young man. They didn't even have beds enough. So when this young man was brought to the emergency, he was laid on the floor with his relatives standing by him. And this single young medical student who was in charge at that time was going around checking this person out, checking that person out, checking. All of a sudden they called for some two other medical students. When they came, this guy was dying, and right in front of me, this guy died. Things that kill people in Ghana will not kill people here in the United States or in Europe, for that matter. Sicknesses that kill people. Because this man came into the ER and needed proper medical attention. But the young lady there was overwhelmed by the amount of cases. Yes, still they go through all this and they are not paid. This is what the moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana has just said. So let me read a bit more about what the Reverend Professor said. He said, it is high time politicians realize that they can no longer take Ghanaians for a ride. Whether all of us are equal before the law or not, we don't know. We must be sincere that striking doctors know what is happening when it comes to their monies. The political leaders must be awake. No politician can fool Ghanaians any longer. Workers in this country are abreast with issues and make critical decisions, he said. Professor Manti, however, appealed to the doctors to call off their strike and resume work. Why is he calling them to call off their strikes? Because they need to go back and save lives. That is why. Because we need their services. That is why. What is wrong with the politicians in Ghana? What is wrong with our politicians? Why are they so selfish and think about themselves and themselves alone? Not too long ago, some idiot idiot of a politician was sitting somewhere saying that he is better than medical doctors, when that man doesn't even have a certificate, when that man doesn't even have any credentials to his name. Just for the fact that he has been voted into office, he calls himself an honorable. Came on radio and said that he was better than medical doctors. This man cannot save any life. People who have been trained, spend money, go to school for years, over 7 years, some, if you want to be a specialist, 8 to 12 years of their life, so that they can come and help people when they are sick. And when they don't get paid, you get up and talk stupidly. You know, I get emotional when it comes to these things, because today, just this morning before I came on air, I was reading an article somebody placed on Facebook, and I want to see if I can find that and read it to you. And I totally agree with what Nana Kweku Agyeman, this is his name. This is what he wrote, and I am quoting my brother here. This is what he wrote this morning. He says, adult illiteracy is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, challenges we are facing in Ghana today. Even many of those who graduated from our most established institutions have the certificate, but in brackets, and the letters in front and behind their names, but not what is supposed to come out with. To top it all, we don't have a school where one can learn common sense. This is coming from Nana Kweku Agyeman. So disappointing. The people you expect to know better in our country are the people who don't know better, but they have letters in front of their name and behind their names, and then they want to be called honorables. And when they are coming, doors must be open. When they are coming, police must salute, and people should call them honorable. What is wrong with our leaders? What is wrong with our leaders? And this has nothing to do with NDC and NPP. It's all of them cross-board. Because when you go to the Parliament House, it's not only NPP people who are there, and it's not only NDC. So what kind of decisions do they make? What is wrong with our leaders? Why can't they get their priorities right? Why can't we move the country to the next level? How long must Ghana wallow in this same thing? Year after year after year after year. People are dying. Malaria is still killing people. This week I was looking at an item, mosquito nets to be distributed to school children. Mosquito nets. How long would we be sleeping in mosquito nets? How long? How long? Can't we eradicate malaria up to today? One of the so-called ministers was sent to go to an AIDS conference. He came back with pregnancy. Yeah, welcome back. I've just had a phone call, and the person was saying, well, calm down. Yes, I have calmed down, because sometimes these things really can get you all worked out. But like I'm saying, news from Ghana is not always the best news. You see things that makes you want to scream and shout. Sometimes it is just pure craziness. It's just pure craziness, and I don't know what is wrong with people. I mean, the whole country has just turned into politics. Everything is about MPP, NDC. I wonder, why can't we have a country that is united in moving the country forward and helping to develop the country in a more positive manner? But everything is politics. I wonder, even the church has become politics. Even the church. My prayer for this nation, Ghana, is that God will give us leaders who will be more concerned about the things of the nation more than their personal gratifications. May the Lord bless you for being part of the news of the week from Ghana. My name is the G, and I'm so glad that you listen up today here on gloveradio.us and also live on GTV. God bless you. Stay blessed. No stress. Have a wonderful weekend. And next week, the Honorable, the name Honorable, when I mention it, something happens to me. Jeffrey Oprempe would be here in the studios with me. And as we do it every week, today he had to be out of state. So stay blessed. No stress. And I'll see you next Saturday, God willing. My name once again is the G. I'm out like that. Stay blessed and no stress. Bye bye.
Close your eyes. Come into my world. 24/7. Yeah, and more. The word, salvation, healing. 24/7. Right here. Gospel's TV takes you high onto the sky. Gospel's TV on sky takes you high. Yeah. Everything you need, everything you want, everything you take, everything you say. Gospel's TV, spread the word.